Hey toy collector friends of all descriptions, but for this video, particularly Transformers, I'm the time traveling toy collector and welcome back to the channel. This is my 200th video. I cannot believe it. Where has the time gone? Where have the videos gone? Oh, nowhere. They're also on YouTube, so if you've missed any, by all means have a look. Some of the earlier ones are much ropier. Don't look at those unless it's for comedy nostalgia, in which case knock yourself out. Don't actually knock yourself out. Because I'm not insured if you do. Okay, so 200 videos. Oh my goodness. I was trying to work out how best to celebrate 200 videos, and I kind of thought, well, there's only one thing I can do really, and that's do something commemorative. And I thought I'll go for one of my Holy Grails. Now, some of you would have noted that I posted that I picked this up on Instagram a little while back, but I haven't actually taken it out and opened it and messed with it and put stickers on it, because believe it or not, it's so commemorative it requires stickers to be attached. And if you watched my some of my other videos, particularly one, I think it was the Transformers Legacy Optimus Prime, Laser Optimus Prime, I commented on missing out on the stickers these days, because now most things are tamper graphed on. You don't necessarily have much in the way of stickers to put on. This one has stickers, people. This one has stickers, so you'll be able to judge my inability to put stickers on, along with my inability to do videos, to edit, and to do everything else. So thanks for sticking around for the ride. But I do genuinely mean that. It's been 200 videos. I don't know if I ever thought I'd even get 10 done before I threw my hands up in the air and thought, this is madness, what am I doing? But thanks to people liking, watching, subscribing. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, now's a good time to do it. Doesn't interrupt the video. Just click on subscribe. It's fantastic. You'll feel really good about it, to be honest. And liking the videos. Did I mention that? Because you can like the video at any point, you know, so feel free to do that too. So yeah, so I wanted to save a special one for the 200th video. Additionally, and I commented this a few videos ago, I've made it a bit of a trilogy, so the one before and the one after this will also be connected by a theme in various different scales of perhaps epicness, depending on your point of view. So yeah, here we are. We're looking at this artwork, which should give you a clue possibly as to what this is going to be. Now, it's quite large, so some of this video will be going, I was going to say hands-free, but actually it's quite the opposite. Some of this video will be, because obviously this is my hand. Hello, hand. This is how big this is. And that's just with it focusing currently in on the artwork. So it gives you a bit of clue of the period we're looking at. It's not an original, but there's an additional reason for why it's not. So it is a commemorative edition release, which is kind of cool because it ties in with the whole fact that it's a commemorative video, because it's my 200th, so I wanted to do something special. I'm already thinking what to do for the 100th, for the 300th, sorry. So I'm going to take you around the box. Again, apologies if there's variances in sound quality and picture quality. It's such a vast area, and I'm to cover with the box, certainly initially, that I'm conscious that it may fluctuate, so apologies for that. But bear with me. Once it's out of the box and stick it up and blah 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 blah, it will be a different kettle of monkeys, I assure you. So I'm now going to go not hands-free. So I'm going to pick it up and take us in, and you'll very soon discover exactly what this particular commemorative edition is, if you haven't already figured it out. The character does appear on this piece of artwork. Well, let's be honest, it's the centerpiece of the artwork. So this is, well, actually, it is and it isn't. It's one of my Holy Grails. It's the original Powermaster Optimus Prime. You may remember I've got the Titans Return Powermaster Optimus Prime, which is actually kind of a headmaster. You won't talk about that. But it's the original blocky bot from the 80s with the Powermaster gimmick. But in addition to that, it's also, so we go to the tech specs. It's got this lovely, let me move it over slightly so we can manage it a little bit better. So it's got Optimus Prime in his old G1, which I really appreciate, because I know that it's not very G1-y in terms of its, well, it is G1-y, but the character itself doesn't really look like that in this context. But it also comes with the Apex Bomber armor. which in other countries was released as Ginrai, God Ginrai. So it's the you know, all of those characters that's part of that lore, where it isn't Optimus Prime at all. It is evidence, but with the Apex Bomber robot, which is, if you like, the additional trailer section, they can combine. So we don't only have the super robot, which is down here in this picture here, this product shot. We also have Powermaster Optimus Prime in the Apex Armour. So if anyone's ever got issues about the whole Fortress Maximus armour business, you know, put your beer down, because this is going to get quite differently contentious. Some of you may have seen this before, and I had to do some online research to have a good old look at it, because it certainly wasn't something that I was particularly familiar with. Because it's so large, I'm using some additional lighting, so apologies for the glare. I'll try and manage that out as I send bits flying. The side gives us Optimus Prime in his trailer mode, complete with the Apex Armour, as a little sort of caboose. I know a caboose is for trains, but I don't know what else to call it. Trailer extension, let's call it that. Then we have Apex Bomber in the trailer extension mode, Optimus in the core robot mode, so this is what he sort of looks like without any additional elements. We have the base mode, which I kind of like, but it's very G1. Then we have the super Optimus Prime, all suited up in the Apex Armour. And so let's take it round to the front, where we can see it's the Commemorative Edition, Commemorative Series, Autobot Optimus Prime, Powermaster with the Apex Armour. There's a lovely flap here with the classic artwork that we love so much. And here we actually can see plastic windows, people. It's a thing of history. We can actually see the figures inside. And not only that, I told you it was a flap. It opens up like the other commemorative items do. So it's a very nice display box, you know. So we can see the Apex Bomber element. We can see the entirety of Optimus Prime. There is some stickers already on there, but from what I've seen, they're not all on there. And then we have the Powermaster character there, who I think is High Q. I think it's High Q, but I could be making that up just from what I remember of the cartoon. And then we have the separate head, because this Powermaster isn't a headmaster, crazy, but it does have a separate head, which gets plugged in to the doodah. The doodah, the super body mode of Optimus Prime. So there is a lot, folks. There's a lot in this commemorative package, and I'm super stoked. So the first thing I'm going to do is get him out of this, and we can take a proper look. So don't touch that dial. Okay, so I've scooped him out in his entirety out of the box, because I want to just do a little breakdown of what's in the box before I start getting going away and putting the stickers on, which I am going to do. So there's going to be segments. This will be quite a segmented video, I'm afraid, but hopefully it'll be worth it in the end. So I'm going to bring it out as far as I can, so we can see what lies behind the packaging. So we've got all of these guns here, these G1-esque guns, what I think are plasma rifles. This looks a lot like Prime's original plasma blaster. We've then got some wings here, which I think from the I might have identified as they belong on the Apex Armour, which is down here. We've got, as we've mentioned already, the headmaster here, and the actual head that goes on the super vehicle, and then the reimagining of G1 Optimus Prime, presented him in his vehicle mode. It's always nice, and again, it really ticks all of my nostalgia buttons to see Transformers available in their packaging, in their vehicle or alt modes, because that's so what we grew up with, isn't it? So I think a lot of you probably are with me in loving this. I hope you are, because I'm so excited to finally be cracking this out of the box. Additionally, and it's so bizarre because it's such a long time since I've had this feeling, there is the plastic envelope which has the sheet of which I have opened because I couldn't resist it, which has the sheet of instructions, because that's what they used to. That's one of the things they used to look like, admittedly. Which is I'm looking forward to engaging with. And then, folks, please, seriously, there's a lot of stickers here. The last time I think I put stickers on anything was Metroplex. And that was, well, both Metroplexes actually. There was the Metroplex Generations Metroplex, which had endless stickers, and there was also when I got the Toy Hacks upgrade for my G1 Metroplex. That was also quite, but hugely rewarding. But my worry is these might be quite old, so getting them off and then getting them to attach is worrying me slightly. So I'm going to take a bit of time to do that. So what my thinking next is, will be I'm going to unpackage these, and I'm going to apply the stickers, and then I'll bring them back and we can go through the figure and the various component elements of the figure. But for here and now, there he is admittedly in his packaging, but very, very clearly our G1 old friend, Powermaster Optimus Prime Commemorative Edition with the Apex Armour. Folks, I'm so excited. I can't tell you. Apologies for the shaky cam. That's part of my excitement. Let me pop this back down. So yeah, so don't go away, and I'll be back as soon as I've put on all those stickers, and hopefully I'll be in a really, really good mood having done it, and I won't have run into any tricky, snarky elements. Pray for me. Thoughts and prayers till all are one. Let's get going. So we're back, having taken what amounted to just over an hour in the real world to attach all of these lovely stickers. You saw them earlier, well, for you moments ago, for me a while ago. So all of those stickers have now been added. I've taken it obviously out of the box so that I could add the stickers, and here we have Commemorative Powermaster Optimus Prime, complete with the Apex Armour, and it's lovely. I mean, I'm just going to show you this here very quickly, how it rolls so beautifully. I mean, it's a long old thing, and the original version of the toy, of course, didn't have this Apex Armour segment. It was literally just this. So I will in a second just have a look at Powermaster version, and we'll look at the Apex Armour separately, but I sort of wanted to open with a look at the awesomeness that is this toy in its entirety. It is, as you can see, very lengthy. It's a very, very lengthy piece. So display wise, display wise, I don't think it'll be in this mode. That said, we have several modes to explore. So get one of your favourite cushions. I'll try and get through them as quickly as I can, but by the same token, I want to do them justice, particularly because this is a real celebration of this figure, as it is a celebration of the 200th video of the channel. So I don't want to overly rush through it, but again, I know you've got your busy lives, you've got things to do. So worst case scenario, pause me, come back later. As I mentioned earlier, it'll help if you like and subscribe. You can find me again very easily. So I'm just going to do my utmost to detach this easily, and I dare say it won't be as easy as I'd like it to be, because it was quite, I have to split this slightly to get it out. I think it was, there we go, that was easier than I expected, frankly. But it is a nifty little piece. It rolls very nicely. I'm going to say this, I don't know if it'll mean anything to anyone, but just holding this, actually handling it, getting out of the box and handling it, I have to say, it exuded 1980s toy. You know, that's the only thing I can say about it. It exudes 1980s toy. It isn't, I mean, it certainly wasn't cheap, don't get me wrong, and it isn't cheap, but it's blocky. I mean, the chrome is beautiful. You can't beat chrome on a toy, I don't think. But I think it's just beautiful. and I really love it. And I've loved putting on the stickers. I've done it with tweezers, very powerful lights to make sure that I get it right. And you know what, there's that element of human error, and I made a few human errors, by the way, so I had to peel them back off again, because you know, the instructions around placing the stickers, as good as it ever was, so crap. Or maybe it's just my reading of it. But now you can see this on this little section, which does attach to the back. You've got that T-bar there, lovely chrome, got nice lights there, Autobot symbol, segments on the wings. Now you can weaponize this using some of Prime's weapons. For the purposes of this, I'm not going to do that, purely because I don't think there's a need, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pop it over here in the corner on this box so that we don't lose sight of it. Not that we would lose sight of it. And I'm going to bring this variation of one of my favourite Transformer characters into the foreground for us to have a proper butcher's at. And there's some really lovely features here. Again, if anyone had the original of this, which I didn't, and I'll tell you why I didn't in a moment. Let me put that a bit further back, just so it's, you know, try and keep the place functional. Yeah, I didn't have the original of this. And the reason I didn't have the original of this was, I thought, and again, this is fascinating how you perceive things at different points and times in your life. I thought it was a bit rubbish. I thought the super mode looked a bit rubbish, and it was, you know, very blocky. And I think I was kind of getting to that point, to that age, and I think I mentioned it before, the Target Masters, Headmasters, and of course Powermasters age of Transformers weren't really my thing. That was kind of as I was leaving the fandom and leaving the toy collecting for that. I was moving away from that and into other things. So I think I missed the point. I missed the point a bit, which is a shame. But by the same token, there are things now handling this, because in order to put, I've had to break one of my cardinal rules. Usually I don't transform these things. The first time I transform them is for the purposes of the video, so I can give you a view of what the transformation is like. This figure is kind of different anyway, because it is a classic G1 figure, albeit a commemorative reissue. And as people have talked about in their own videos of the reissues, it's got improved fist mechanisms, so they're hidden away, and so on and so forth. So I'm not, again, I'm not reviewing this per se. I'm just going to give you a bit of a tour around it and give you my thoughts and feedback on it as a entity. And I love it. I love the playability with it. I love that you can store his guns on the top. You can attach them, as indeed you are expected to at some point, on the caboose, as I keep calling it, but it's the Apex Armour battle wagon, if you like. But there are some lovely elements to this figure and to this toy, and I love how freely it rolls. I love how evocative it is, and actually there are aspects of this, now that I've got it out of the box and in hand, and I've messed with it a bit, that I see the parallels with the Powermaster from Titan's Return, or Power of the Prime, I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one that I managed to acquire a while back. But it's where he's actually a headmaster. He's a Powermaster, but he's actually a headmaster, because Hasbro. So anyway, there are some lovely nuances, such as the design of this with the seating for the headmaster, Powermaster, whatever, and some aspects around the base design. But yeah, I had to transform and combine him in order to put on the different decals, so that he didn't appear naked in front of you all. So for doing that alone, I think this video deserves a like, and for all the various different component parts, it definitely deserves a subscription, particularly as it's the 200th video. This is the one that you need to subscribe from. Anyway, I'll leave that to your moral code. I'm just going to unhitch, for the purposes of looking at this, Optimus from the truck. Now, there's some things here that I love and some things here that I don't love, but this is going to be a pretty positive story. So let me just pop this over here for a mo. The positive story is I love how we've got, I don't know if this was on the original, but I wouldn't be surprised. I love how we've got, I don't know if you can see that, the frankly fantastic die-cast metal frontage of G1 Optimus Prime here. It's remolded to have a different grille section so that it can actually have High Q, which is the Powermaster sitting in his engine slot at the moment. Again, lovely chrome on there. I hope you can see that in the light. With the windows, it doesn't pull down like the old one did because that's not the design of this toy. But yeah, now again, we have actually quite a smooth rear portion of the truck. We have very minimal stacks, but they are chromed out. We have not really much going on at all decel wise here. And you know, very little. There's very little happening. It's a free rolling truck. You can hopefully see that. You can still how it was top heavy there, I think. But it's a really nice piece. Really nice piece. Quite weighty on the front, not so weighty at the back. And this in here releases the legs. I'm not going to do it all, but that releases the legs that facilitates the transformation, which is of course the beauty of the Powermaster gimmick. You can see his fists a bit, but you know, it's G1 at its purest. I'm going to forgive it. So that's Optimus, which will pop him there. We then have this base. Now, unfortunately, we have inverted Autobot symbols, which I don't like. And there's another bit of that later. But otherwise, it's a very sturdy piece. This doesn't open for obvious reasons, but it is very evocative, color-wise, color scheme-wise, of that original trailer. We've got the guns stirred on the top. We can take them off. They don't have to be there, so it can be just a traditional piece of rolling stock, although admittedly not for trains. And there we have these three component parts. So this version of Optimus, this version of the cab, converts into a core Optimus figure. This converts in the first instance into a base mode, and this converts in the first instance into Apex, a sort of armored drone. So wish me luck. I'm going to see if I can transform them all in the blink of an eye before you can say till all are one, or some other Cybertronian catchphrase. Anyway, here they all are, nicely done, very swiftly. And there's quite a lot to acknowledge and play with here. I'll start with Optimus because he's nearest. Now look at that beautiful G1 head sculpt. I mean, hello, gorgeous. Look at that. And everything else about him is so immensely G1. You are just, I can't tell you. None of this was coloured. I had to put all of these in. All of the stickers you see are my handiwork, or unhandiwork, if you like. So it's a variation of the original G1 figure. Not as articulate. He doesn't have moving arms. He has moving elbows. Very hollow. But that's it. He can hold a blaster. I love the head sculpt. The back is fascinating because the back is where we have the original chest of G1 Optimus Prime, and there's part of me that just wishes this could have been engineered backwards, so this could have still been the chest, because this is the compartment where the Powermaster fits in and releases the transformation gimmick. But he is what he is, and he's, you know, absolutely fine. Excusez-moi. We move down to the legs. He's got toesies, but the legs are pretty much the same in this mode as they are in the truck mode. And of course, as a true G1, they're conjoined. Yes, he has like a little knee, so he can almost do his pose off the front of the box art, you know. Ooh. But the knees, the feet are conjoined. There's no way to separate them. So he doesn't have individual legs, which is of course the epitome of a G1 figure. I mean, it's very quick to transform. I think it's about 6 steps. But, you know, complexity can come in many forms. And I think the thing that's so beautifully complex about this is its simplicity. What it achieves through such very clever, very simplistic engineering. And he's still weighty, because don't forget, he's got all this die cast in his body, which we will see shortly. So I'm going to pop that over there. So it's still in the shot, but just a little bit out of the way, while we bring the base a little bit more into center stage here for us to have a look at. Actually, let's make sure you can see it very, very clearly. You can see here I've put Haiku. I keep calling him Haiku, and I'm not sure if that's right. I think it is. He's got all the posability of your standard sort of Powermaster. There's the big engine block again, lovely, very nice shiny chrome. I don't know if you can see his head there and the body detailing. He's got posable arms. Has he got a posable head? I don't think he has. No, the head is molded in to where it is, but you know, it's a very nice head, very nice head detailing. Nice turquoise visor with some turquoise control on his suit. Bit of nice arms there. He can do the full splits, which is necessary for when he transforms into engine mode, but they're also useful for when he sits, much like the Titan's Return. I think it is Powermaster. There's a little notch in the gun seat. There you go, where he can sit and operate the guns. So this is the base mode. Let me move it over a little bit more so it's more central. You can see it's quite armed up. We've got, if you pardon the expression, because obviously again the armors are quite obvious, but this is, if you think about this as a nostalgia fest, and I think I will go, I won't call it hands-free again, but I think I will go up in the air just so that I can give you an aerial view. I think this is a really good base mode. The detailing in there is lovely, and of course it's all stickers that have to be put on manually. Let me get that fist out of the way, because the sliders work the fists, unlike the original version, which was a fixed fist. But you can see there's a compartment at the back where figures can stand up, including Optimus. There's these ramps. There's this elevating gun here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of play feature to be noted in this base unit. And as I say, you know, you could have Optimus. Let's take this gun away. You won't need it for a little bit. You can have him at his control point here in the base, which works nicely. You could have him operating it from within there, although I think that begins to look a little bit out of proportion and out of scale, so I'm not such a fan of that. But he could also be used with some of the mini bots or the deluxe class figures from Cybertron, for example, who replace the mini bots. I think it's a really nice base mode, and I can see how the Titan's Return version did its utmost to try to recreate it. I think this is better, if I'm honest. I like the Titan's Return one, especially if you do it in your own mode rather than the one they tell you to, because then the ramps are accessible, otherwise they're kind of not. But it is relatively a good homage, I would suggest, to this Optimus Prime base mode. Then we have, I've got to be careful because he falls apart. He falls apart very easily. This is, you can't even see him because he's quite a whopper. This is Chunky Boy, is the Apex Armour. So this, now there's a head sculpt for you. Look at that. That's a really decent head sculpt, done with some colour on the visor. Nice body designs, chunky legs, very G1. So G1 that he absolutely has no points of articulation. Technically, that is a little teensy weensy bit of a lie, but not a huge one, because he can move his arms, sort of. But it's a performance, and they're as likely to come away because he is just essentially the quintessential parts former. There is some nice surface detailing here. Again, there's some lovely, I mean, there's some lovely, what, G1-ness. So this is the back where the chrome again is showing, and it's beautiful. But yeah, so this essentially is the Apex Armour converted into the battle drone mode, which is really super evocative of G1. So you've got the base unit, which I think is possibly one of my favourite base designs. You've got the core Optimus Prime robot, which I would say, from an articulation point of view, is a degeneration, a devolution from the G1 original, but it does have some heavy lifting to do in the wider piece, so I kind of get it. And you have Ultra G1, Captain Blocky, literally a parts former. Take the caboose apart, put it back together again, and he's arguably at the moment the biggest part of the set. That's about to change, because now I'm going to combine Optimus with the base mode to produce the Super Powermaster version, and we'll have that up against the Apex Armour drone. But there is a further stage to that when he combines with the armour to give him oodles of extra power. So don't touch that dial. Well, thank you for not touching that dial. So here we are back again. So I've left Apex as is, and here we have the super robot mode for Optimus Prime, the Powermaster. I haven't connected in the Powermaster engine at this junction, just because he's a bit of a nuisance to get back out again, and I don't think he can stay in there when I combine this one with this one. So to try and save a bit of time, I'm skipping that bit. So let's have a bit of a look at this main attraction here. So this is a unit and a half, isn't it? The blessing is we've got the original cab now back at the front. Look at that head. Look at that G1 head. Those glowing red eyes. It's fabulous. Now, we've got the guns in the arm pots here. There's very little articulation. We've got butterflying in and out of the arms. We can rotate the arms. We can rotate the guns, but they'll just fall off. And then everything else will fall off. We can't really rotate the head, but we can sort of cheat it a little bit. But it is just a cheat because it needs to peg in and stay. The legs give us a little bit of outward motion there. You can see that, hopefully, but nothing to write home about, really. It's, you know, it's king of the G1. I'm just trying to get him back in. Sorry, I've used my fingers encroaching there. But yeah, he really is the ultimate chunk. There is, I'm going to go a bit up close and personal now. But there really is, you know, no significant articulation. If I turn him around, you'll see that the back is pretty much blocks. And you know what? I think the point I'm going to make here is that it was this is G1 in a nutshell, and we loved it. You know, we loved it. We didn't know any different. We didn't have hugely articulated figures of any description. We had these, and whether they were blocks that we took apart and put together, or they were these, you know, behemoth gestalt type variations, that's what we got, and we loved it because our imagination did the rest. And one of the things I think this commemorative box has done has really reminded me of that, because you look at some of the articulation in some of the primes I've recently looked at, and of course any of the other Transformer figures, and the engineering has come on leaps and bounds. But back in the 80s, this engineering was peak. This was peak toy engineering. This was an expensive piece. This was, you know, the central, along with the headmaster city formers, really, cities. So Scorponok, Metroplex, Fortress Maximus if you were super lucky and rich. Then they were I guess they were the super centerpieces, but otherwise it was Optimus Prime returned to once again lead the Autobots. And this was incredible. This was an absolutely incredible toy with huge playability value, but you had to invest your own imagination, and I love that, and I'm so absolutely here for it. It's unreal. So yeah, so this is the ultra robot mode. So I'm now, and I've not done this before because I didn't need to do it for the stickers. I'm now going to combine them into the ultra Optimus Prime with the Apex Armour on. Okay, I don't think it takes long because I think it's quite straightforward. It's just, the first weaponizer perhaps, who knows. So don't go away. This should take a matter of seconds. Okay, so here we go. This last bit I'm having to do handheld again because now that he's combined up with the Apex Armour, he is literally just too darn big. It's ridiculous. So the head's the same, but we can see he now has the chrome chest piece, which is lovely. He's got the arm armour, which now sits over the top. I've put the fists in just for ease of simplicity, because when they're extended, this clashes a little bit. He almost looks a bit bewildered, doesn't he? Like, what happened there? You can't now put anything in his hand, but he has got slots on the end of his wrists, just in case. And that just slides on. There's no porting. It's just very simple, beautiful chrome. Then we have the leg arrangements. His cannons are now on his feet. These are the new feet. They're the inverted version of the legs. So the legs now sort of lie down and he steps on them and become his feet. And around the back of this figure, look how hefty he is now. He's got these wings. He's got this rear armor as well. Carries on the way down. There's the feet as was, and so yeah, he's pretty stacked. He's pretty stacked, and those wings can help him soar into the fray at the earliest opportunity to help save all of the other Autobots, Nebulans, and goodness knows what else. So there he is, the commemorative edition Optimus Prime, Powermaster Optimus Prime, complete with the Apex Armour, retailing as I think it was, I'm trying to get this in such a position that I'll be able to get him all in. I don't think I can. As I think it was God Ginrai. Let's see if that will hold. He's just too darn big. Yeah, there you go. So that'll have to do. Apologies for that. But yeah, so God Ginrai, he's a Whopper, just like the Whopper of 200 videos. So there he goes. And again, blocky, brilliant, stupid, ridiculous, incredible, unposable, indomitable G1 goodness. And I think, I'm so glad I got to do this for the 200th video, because it really is the epitome of everything that I went back into toy collecting for. And I really am so glad that I've been able to get hold of it, and indeed hold of so much of the things that I've managed to track down over the last year and a bit since I started doing this. I know that content can be periodic due to the pressures of life, so I'm very grateful for those of you who followed the channel and subscribe and manage to get notifications and watch diligently everything that I put out across the various ranges. If you don't, this is the first time here, please drop a subscribe to the channel. I'm beginning to sound desperate now, ignore that, but at the same time, drop a subscription to the channel. Like this video please, not least because it's 200. I'd love to get 200 likes for the 200th video. Wouldn't that be amazing? or 2,000 likes would be better, or 2,000 additional subscribers on top of 2,000 likes. You know what? I'm going to leave it with yourself. If you do what's right. What would Optimus do? And we all know he would be clicking like and subscribe. Do you have this? Do you have the original? Have you been able to keep it safe and sound and tucked away, free from dust and pet hair and smokers and all those things that can damage, and sunlight? My God, sunlight. Or is this the first time you've seen of this? And are you going, oh, I really fancy one of these? I got it off an online retailer. I recommend you have a look around. I got it relatively recently priced. They do crop up on online auction sites for a variety of prices. I have no intention of selling this, so I've no worries about taking it out of the box and having a good old play and a pose, and I'll do some photos with it, which I'll post at the end of the video. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's a particular transformer that you always wanted to get your hands on and never were able to, because this was one of those that when I looked back on the line, I thought, I can't believe I never got this. I really, really want this. And as luck would have it, the stars aligned and now I have it, and I'm very, very grateful for it. But there are other Holy Grails out there that I don't yet have, and one day I hope to have. And over the next wee while, I will visit some of the ones that I've managed to pick up and probably talk about a few of the ones that I haven't. But do drop me a comment down below and let me know what would be your Holy Grail Transformer toy. I'd love to know, and maybe somebody else in the comments can give you an idea as to where you might find it. Imagine that, a giving, caring toy community. What an ideal world that could be. So thank you for the time over the last 200 videos. There will be more coming. Video 201 will be a conclusion of this sort of trilogy, and will sort of take us a quantum leap forwards. So we had one, the last video was Rise of the Beasts Optimus from the buzzworthy Bumblebee range, bang up to date. This is a real time traveling historical collectible toy from the past, and the next one, as I say, is a quantum leap into the future. You probably know from that what it's going to be, but I don't mind. And depending when you're watching this, it may already be out, but equally it may not. So subscribe, and that way you'll never miss the video again in the future. Look, you've been a fantastic audience. You've continued to be a fantastic audience, and I'm just grateful for the time you've spent with me. I know there's a ton of other stuff you could be watching, and certainly other things you could be doing, so thank you very much, and I mean that sincerely. I've been the time traveling toy collector. You've been brilliant, and this has been incredible. This has been the Powermaster Optimus Prime with Apex Armour and Haikyuu, aka Ginrai, aka God Ginrai, depending on which particular aligned continuity you are looking at. I hope to see you in a future video, and all it's left for me to say now is a thing of beauty, like this guy, really is a toy forever. Take care, bye-bye for now, until all are one.